So before we close off the RPG Maker side of RPG Maker 1, I want to show off one last glitch. Those of you watching this at YouTube, I'm going to be posting this right after the finale of Magma Opus, so if you haven't seen that yet, be sure to check it out. It's not really required watching for this video, I'm just letting you know just in case you're wanting to see that. Now then, in RPG Maker 1 on the first PlayStation, health is normally capped at 9,999, but it's possible for a monster to endure 60,000 points of damage before dying. Here's how that's done. First, go to the gameplay edit and make sure use of class and abilities are both turned on. Then, create a spell that causes 9,999 points of damage and give it some sort of elemental property. To increase our chances, we'll make the spell target all enemies. After that, create a skill that has the 2 times magic damage ability. As a reminder, skills are basically job classes. Make sure you give the skill and magic spell to one of your party members. Next, create a monster with 1 HP. At 1 HP, that gives the best odds of this trick working. Make sure the monster is weak to the magic spell you created. And with that, the setup is complete. Now all we have to do is fight that monster. For this demonstration, I went into the monster appearance menu and tested a random encounter. Now, under normal circumstances, the spell we created will cause around 15,000 points of damage thanks to the monster's weakness. But because of the 2 times magic damage ability, the spell will randomly cause double damage. This is where today's glitch comes into play. If you're lucky, your spell will cause so much damage that the damage indicator is glitched up and the monster survives the hit. At this point, it'll take roughly another 32,000 points of damage for the monster to die. So, what's going on? Well, basically what we got here is a memory limitation. You see, the highest number that a monster's HP can store is 32,768. The reason I am guessing this is because in RPG Maker 1, that's the highest amount of experience points you need to gain a level, which I assume is because that's the limit of memory for those particular numbers. And if I had to guess again, I assume a monster's health does not stop dropping at 0 whenever it's killed. It probably actually goes into the negatives, and the game checks whether their health is 0 or below before considering them dead. And if 32,768 is the highest number a monster's health can store, then it's probably a safe bet that negative 32,768 is the lowest number a monster's health can store. So when the damage indicator glitches out and the monster survives the hit, I assume that you're causing a number of damage bigger than what the game can recognize, which is more than 32,768. And here's where it gets interesting. The monster's health does not stop dropping at negative 32,768. It's actually trying to go under that. But since it can't go under that, what is actually happened is that you're causing so much damage that their health actually rolls over from the negatives to the positives, leaving them with roughly 32,000 health, which is why it takes another 32,000 points of damage to take it out. And yes, that is a thing that can happen in video games. Like, have you ever played a game where a character walks off the right side of the screen and appears on the left? It's basically the same concept here. So, I thought that was pretty interesting and worth showing off. Now, is the glitch useful? Not really. The odds of triggering it is way too slim to actually make any use of it. But knowing this may explain why so many games out there, like classic Final Fantasy games, have a damage cap of 9,999. With a damage cap like that, it'd be impossible to trigger this glitch. Now, by the way, you might be wondering, what happens if a monster heals itself after taking rollover damage? Well, as it turns out, RPG Maker does not check for death when healing. I mean, why would it? So, even if it rolls back into negative health, it's not going to die until it takes damage again. Well, assuming it doesn't just roll over again.